everyone, welcome back to Measure and Mix. Thanks for stopping by today. I have been inspired by some of the flowers that are blooming outside in my yard. They just look so pretty, so that made me want to make a couple floral wreaths for my doors out of some Dollar Tree items. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. If you're new to my channel and like DIYs, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell next to it so you don't miss out on anything new. Now let's go ahead and get started on the wreaths. For this first wreath, I'm using one of these briar wreath forms from Dollar Tree, and then I used 8 bunches of these peonies or peonies, however you say them, and I just pulled them right off of the stem, and I'm taking some hot glue and applying them to the back side of the flower where the green part is, and then just placing that onto the wires in between the sections. And I just placed them around kind of close together. I started doing them really close together, so by the end of the wreath I had 12 flowers left, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to fill up the whole wreath, but it worked out. I just kind of spaced them out a little farther apart, and if there were some big gaps, I just used my hot glue and glued the petals together on the flowers so that way those big gaps would be covered up well. Next, to fill in some of the gaps and make it a little more colorful, I'm going to use 4 of these greenery bunches from Dollar Tree. I got these back in early spring, but I used them for a different floral arrangement, so I just took a few of the bunches out that I wanted to use for this wreath, and I just separated the berries and the flowers from the stems, and then also the greenery from the stems. And now I'm just taking the greenery and I'm placing it around the wreath the way I like it, and then I'm coming back and hot gluing the greenery down. So I placed it around the wreath to make sure that was the way I liked it before I hot glued it all down. And then I just kept layering and adding more greenery as I went. There's no perfect way to do this. It's just however you think that it's going to look good. Then I took the little yellow berries from the stems and I just placed those around the wreath and hot glued those down as well. I also did the little red or pink berries that were on the stems and placed those in the wreath and hot glued those down. Some of them kind of just stuck in there and I didn't have to hot glue them down, but for the most part though, because it was kind of a looser wreath, I did have to glue everything down, and they kind of weren't glued to the wreath form, they were more glued to the flowers, in between the flowers. So I pretty much used all of the greenery and flowers on those stems to fill up this wreath. I just thought it looked pretty with all of the colors, and I really love how this turned out. It's so elegant and beautiful hanging on my front door. For this second wreath, well, it's not really a wreath, it's more of a door hanger. I'm using one of these flower tins from Dollar Tree and then also some of this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm just cutting 2 pieces of burlap ribbon. And this is going to be the hanger for my door hanger. And I didn't measure the pieces, I just eyeballed them. But if I had to guess, they were probably about 18 to 24 inches long for each piece. Just depends on how long you want this to hang from your hook on your door. So now what I'm doing is I am just tying them together at the top into a bow, and I'm just using a simple bow, just tying them together and just playing around with it until I get it the way I like it. And then I did cut the ends at an angle just to make it look a little bit nicer. Next, I needed some floral foam for my tin, but I was out, so I saw some other YouTubers do this. I thought this was a great hack. Just cut down a pool noodle and use that as your floral foam. And now I'm just taking some of these lavender stems and I am just filling up the little tin with all of these. I don't know how many bunches of lavender I actually used because this was from a previous project and they were already cut from the bunches. So I used 70 individual stems for this project. And like I said, I don't know how many stems are actually on these bunches from Dollar Tree, but hopefully that helps if you're trying to replicate this. And then all I did was take some Spanish moss and fill up the bottom so you couldn't see the pool noodle, and I love how this turned out for spring or summer. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these wreaths. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below if your flowers are blooming in your area. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and tag me if you recreate any of my DIYs. I would love to see them. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.